What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are racing around Bahrain. Now in real life, the F1 circuits will be heading to Bahrain this weekend, the full circuit, but then next week we have the Bahrain outer layout. Now there are two layouts we can choose in the F1 game, and F1's solution to this is the Bahrain short layout. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. We're going to explore this track layout. It's not the Bahrain outer layout, but it's a slightly different version. I do wonder how easy, how difficult it would be for Codemasters to implement the Bahrain outer layout in the game and allow us to drive it, because the whole circuit would be modeled. Maybe even those alternate layouts. It's really cool to think about. But anyway, yeah, Bahrain short. We're going to do this race, and then next week I'm going to do a 100% race around here in this layout. So stay tuned for that lobby. Follow me on Twitter for that. But anyway, here we go. 25% race at Bahrain shorts. Starting on the mediums. Off we go for a 25% race. Still 14 laps as we would do normally on the normal circuit. Just much more shortened. So let's see what racing is like on this circuit as we run through turn one, getting hit up the backside a couple of times. VSC has been deployed, and as you can see up there, everyone has forgotten which way the circuit is going. And that's probably even more embarrassing for people who have racing line that are telling them where to go. But yeah, we're going to legal overtake for some reason. We've come to a dead stop, and the penalty is removed. There's a bit of kerfuffling going on back there. There's a massive pile-up. That might upgrade the VSC to a full-on safety car. I've been punted by a Ferrari, and this race is just off the Richter scale, I think. VSC is ending, and it's not even been half a lap of half a normal lap of what the full circuit is. And there was just so much going on there to commentate. But anyway, VSC ends. We're back underway. Somehow I don't have any damage, and we're able to press on once again. So, oh, goodness me. VSC is deployed once again. I can't even begin to talk about the circuit yet because there's still just so much happening on the track. I think I'm going to box here for a set of soft compound tires, and we're going to go to the end. And we're going to make the most of this VSC and make it work for us. So in we go. Soft compound tires. Because this is a shortened race of already a shortened track, tire wear is not going to be high. It's going to be pretty minimal. Not many corners to negotiate around here. We essentially cut out the middle sector of the full circuit, and so that gets rid of most of the medium and high speed corners. And so the mantra around here is to go for really low downforce. So that's exactly what I've done. I think 1.7 wings, and I basically got no downforce on the car, but it doesn't matter because we only have to go through 2 corners which require downforce. So that's where we're getting a bit of our speed. Here's the shortcut. We cut out the middle sector. We skip out that dreaded double left-hander which induces lockups everywhere, and overall it makes this a bit of a slipstreaming circuit. The difficulty of that right-hander that cuts through the circuit is pretty tough. You really have to hit the apex there, and it sets you up well for the run onto that middle straight. But anyway, we capitalized under VSC. I looked at Race Director, and no one else stopped under VSC. I was the only one to really do that, you know, outside of the top 10. And now we're in a position where we might be able to get back into this race. If you remember, we got punted on the first lap. Lost a lot of time there. And now we're on the charge back. That's a 59.954. Bahrain in under 60 seconds. There you go. That used to be a series on my channel. I used to do select circuits in under a minute. And we've just done that. I mean, Brands Hatch is another one where you can do it in under a minute. But everywhere else, you've got to cut all the corners to do so. But there we go. We're settling into this race now, and as you can see, we've got a penalty for we've got warnings for illegal overtakes, and that is because after the VSC ended, for everyone, the track remained under yellow flags, which is rather odd. I've never seen this before. Well, I haven't seen this for a long time, and it seems like it's back, or maybe it's isolated to this short layout track, possibly. I'm not even sure if the safety car can come out on this track layout. I'm not sure. Maybe it can. We'll have to wait and see. But as you can see, we make another overtake, and again another illegal overtake. I'm pausing the game to see if I can shake that penalty off. But in the end, we just have to let him go back through, which is rather frustrating. So it looks like we're locked into not having any overtakes for the rest of this race, potentially. Although I say that, I just overtake the lap car, and it's fine. So there we go. We've broken the code, I think. Oh no, we're back to normal. Wonderful. I think we're just going to take the penalty, because at this point, those cars that we're overtaking, they're ghost cars. They should be ghost cars, but they're not because they turn off ghosting. And they're people who have disconnected and are not in the race anymore. And they're driving around at AI pace. And I feel like it's actually faster now. I think we should just overtake them, take the penalty, because we'll lose less time by doing so. So I'm just going to march on now. We're going to accept another 5-second time penalty in this race, and we're just going to go. I think everyone's going to rack up penalties now. You can see XD Dorney up the road in P1 has got 10 seconds against his name. So he's overtaken a couple of cars. But yeah, there we go. I've now got 10 seconds myself. Race leaders are now stopping, as they didn't stop under VSC. And somehow we have gone from absolutely nowhere in this race to winning. I can't.
Illegal maneuver, cede that position or we'll receive a penalty.
Okay, now we've got another glitch. Now my HUD isn't working. I've been told it's an illegal overtake, and it never popped up on screen. Thank you, Jeff, for reminding me. There we go. We've let the lap car go back through, but now P2 has caught up to me again, and then now he's dropped off. So it's a weird one. Now the yellow flags around the circuit have gone away, and we can overtake people once again, but that was just a sketchy few laps there around this Bahrain short layout. And at the end of the day, we're going to come across the line, and we are going to win this opening race here on the shortened Bahrain layout. Thank you very much. Pretty good comeback after, yeah, like I said, getting absolutely yeeted on the first lap. Made the most of the VSC. I honestly can't believe no one else dived it in under VSC. It doesn't matter what tyre you chuck on. Any tyre can do the whole length of the Grand Prix because it's a 25% race, and especially because it's a shortened lap and you don't have extra laps to make up the difference. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, that was that race. I'm actually going to do this again because I want to have a bit more of a fair race. I want to see what it's like to race around here without glitches getting in the way, I suppose. So we're doing it again. Hopefully there's no interference of that yellow flag bug, and we can go again, because I really rate this circuit. I think this can be quite good for racing. It's just a shame we kind of didn't get that, because I gained all my positions by undercutting, I suppose, under VSC. We made up all the time under the pit stop. So having another race, I'm going to change the setup. We're going to make it a little less taily by adjusting the suspension, and we are underway for this Grand Prix. I think I've gone 1/6 wing, so I've gone even lower downforce to see if I can make the car even faster, if we can push even deeper into the 59s. We'll just have to wait and see. Down into turn 1 though, a bit less chaotic than last time, which is good to see. Let's see if people actually take the correct layout this time. Yes, they do. Good job, lads. VSC has been deployed. That's Renault has just turned into a Minecraft car. But again, the VSC has been deployed. Is it impossible for the safety car to come out of this place? Or what? As we can see, a Haas getting shoved out of the pack. There's front wings being scattered everywhere. But we'll get ready to go back to green flag running momentarily. Here we go. VSC is now ending. We're nearly 10 seconds in the delta. So everyone going slowly on this opening lap. We go past a slow Haas who's got a penalty, and we're now up into P17. This is a very chaotic little old race. It's so easy to go a lap down as well. If you change your front wing, if you do an extra pit stop, yeah, you probably are going to get lapped if we get walked behind the Renault. And that costs us a spot up against the Alfa Romeo. So one step forward, one step backwards there, which is rather annoying, but we're home and dry. We've got through the first lap without losing our front wing, without being spun out. You'll love to see it. Up the inside of the Alfa Romeo, we clip the apex nicely, and we get yeeted.
Disgusting!
Absolutely love to see that. I don't... How did he swipe at me so aggressively? Must have lost the back end or something. But, yeah, that was a very untimely moment. I had to go and jinx myself, didn't I? There's the commentator's curse in real life motorsport, but then there's the curse of myself, where normally I say things are going well, and then swiftly after, something goes very badly. Up the inside of the Red Bull, that was a big old dive bomb, and he's turned across me. Probably didn't realize I was there, and now, oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Oh my god! Oh wow, he obliterated that Haas driver. The VSC has been deployed. What is it going to take around here to get a safety car at this place? We have seen countless cars get absolutely crunched in these two races, and yet there has still not been a safety car. VSC is ending. I'm not going to dive it into the pit lane. There's no point. We're going to stay out on our soft compound tires. Everyone has fallen for the bait of making that pit stop. We're going to make it work, doing the opposite to everyone else, hopefully. But there are a lot of people who are on softs at this phase of the Grand Prix. We're going to have to utilize our pace to overcut everyone else. You can see on the minimap or on the charts, there's a bit of a battle starting to form for P2 to P6 or something. They're all separated by like 2 or 3 seconds. So they're all squabbling, they're all battling. I'm out front trying to run my own pace, being quite consistent, and hopefully this is going to work for us. There's a few people with time penalties of their own. We're going to box at the end of this lap. The softs are starting to die off a little bit, so we're going to get off these tires, get on the mediums, and then hopefully we'll be the cat amongst the pigeons on brand new tires relative to everyone else, albeit a step harder than those around me, but they're still going to be fresh tires nonetheless. So we're going to utilize this tire for the best part of 2 or 3 laps, and then we'll see if we can get in the mix. I think the delta for our pit stop around here is about 23 seconds. So we're going to emerge right in that battle, maybe at the tail end of that squabble for the lead, and they're all converging on each other, all separated by 2 seconds, which is literally nothing, spread out over 4 cars. So out we go for the pit stop, 2.6 seconds, onto the racetrack once more. There they all go on the track. And it is P5. However, we are in the mix to win this race, well and truly, because we don't have any time penalties against our name. Here's the fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 as Tiametmarduk joins the train. And we do get DRS, which is absolutely crucial for our race, because we're a little low on fuel. I burned a lot of my fuel trying to stay ahead of those guys. And I think I even put in less fuel than what I did last race, because I ended up having too much at the end. So now I've got the opposite problem as we head on to the penultimate lap. Look at everyone weaving all over the place. This is like an IndyCar race. Everyone's searching for that slipstream. It's 3 wide down into turn 1, and I'm going down into lean because this is just not going to end well. In the end, we're going to gain a spot because the racing point has gone in a little bit conservatively into turn 1. We're going to sneak up the inside into turn 2. Thank you very much. Had to squeeze him out a little bit, but that's job done. Next up, we've got XD Donny, and we've got to make this move quickly. We've only got 1.5 laps to go, which is like 90 seconds. There's 90 seconds left in this race, and this could well be for the lead of the Grand Prix, depending on penalties for the guys ahead. There's a Williams stranded off to the right. Donny doesn't get a good run out of the penultimate corner. That's our first warning of the race. And would you look at that? The top 2 have penalties. So we've just made the move for the lead of this race. All we've got to do now is just hold on to the end and not run out of fuel, which is a lot easier said than done. I'm quite infamous for running out of fuel on this channel. But we've also got to make sure we don't get any penalties either. I think I'm on 2 warnings, so 1 more warning and that's game over. Here's that Alfa Romeo, which yeeted us at the start of the race. Goodbye. Don't know what he's doing there, just getting involved in the fight on the last lap in a massive battle of cars. There's more lap cars! Go away! This is the fight for the lead. What is going on? Heading into the last corner. Please do not take me out. He's got out of the way. Thank you. It's side by side for the 2 race leaders, Yellowish Star and Mr. Anchor. Yellowish Star being the guy I sent to the Shadow Realm just a few weeks ago. We come across the line and we win again.
Di Daniel Ricciardo. 2 in a row. Nice job, mate.
Ah, yes! What a race. I don't know why I'm getting so amped up about that, but that was sick. That was an absolutely sick race. Everyone else did what I did in the first race. They took advantage of the VSC stopping early on, but we did the opposite. We stayed out, utilized our soft compound tires, boxed at the end, and used the mediums to get the measure over them. Yes, they had penalties, but still, I'm going to take that. Again, overcoming adversity to come out on top. We're going to go again. I enjoyed those first 2 races so much, and I'm going to do this again, but with a twist. There's rain coming towards the back end of the race. So we'll see how we all traverse that little obstacle. We're going to start on the softs. We're going to stay on the softs for the whole race until the rain comes. I'm guessing that the rain is going to force us onto intermediate tires. If it doesn't, then that's going to make life really awkward for us at the end of the Grand Prix. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. 5 red lights, and we are underway for the final race of the video. And let's see who comes out on top in this one. Let's see if we can make it 3 from 3. Down into turn 1, a few people starting at the back with me, a bit conservative. The midfield, not so much. They're all trying to win the race on the first lap. Cars pinballing absolutely everywhere. We slide up the inside and oh!
The safety car is out.
No! Oh, that worked out so well for half a second until I ended up mounting into the side pod of a Mercedes. The safety car has been deployed. I thought it was just a myth. The safety car can come out on a short layout. So there we go. How is Burnt Maylander going to traverse that tricky shortcut section? For a time, I actually thought the AI of the safety car couldn't go through there or something, and that's why it wasn't coming out. But we're proven wrong. Into the pits we go, changing the tires, changing the wing. I've actually gone for another set of softs. I'm not going to go mediums. I'm basically risking my whole race on the rain coming. That's what I'm banking on. If I go mediums, we're going to be slower for the rest of the race. So I'm putting absolutely everything into this this rain coming. So join me on your lounge chairs, on your office chairs, whatever. Do the rain dance, and let's just all pray that the rain comes. As you can hear on the radio, Jeff saying the rain is a few laps out yet, which is a shame. But yeah, if rain was going to come, if it was going to come right now, if it was going to start spitting, I was thinking that I was going to box for intermediate tires straight away under safety car. There have been a few instances in my YouTube career where boxing under safety car on the wrong tire has actually worked out really, really well. That's invitational or community race back on 2016 when Alex Gillen springs to mind. Unfortunately, no rain just yet as we get lunged by the Racing Point. That's a good move, actually. Put his car in there. We had to give up the spot, essentially, to not make contact. And he gets through. That's a move I would have done. So fair play to LTU there, who has been a consistent front runner in all of these races we've done so far. There's Yellowish Star in the Williams. He's looking to make some amends and get some redemption after being absolutely killed by me a couple of videos ago. But it doesn't look like that is going to be the case just yet. Still a long race and many more moments that are yet to play out. So anyone, and I mean anyone, can win this race. Through the final corner, we're still running side by side with LTU and the Racing Point. He's on the medium compound tires. And we are squabbling quite hard over this position. I'm regrettably using a lot of ERS to get in front of him. But I think it's all going to be in vain, as we're just going to get held up behind this train of cars. And in the end, I lose the spot. There's cars everywhere here down in the run. And there's another safety car. Another one. So we've gone 2 whole races without a safety car. We get to this one, and 5 laps in, we've had 2 safety cars. Have we even had a racing lap yet? Maybe 1 or 2 tops, but that is pretty crazy. We fake a move into the pit lane a couple of times, and on the second occasion, we get a warning for corner cutting. Considering we're still on the track, which is an odd one. But we're checking the race director, seeing what the penalty count is like for us. We've only got 1 warning, so we'll have to be a good boy for the rest of the race. We want to minimize any penalties. No one else, for the most part, doing the soft strategy. There are quite a few people out there on medium, so I'd say we've got the advantage for the time being. There's a bit of a kerfuffle going on under the safety car restart. We gained a couple of spots there through good reactions, and we're now onto the podium in this Bahrain Grand Prix. Still no rain. If it was going to start raining under that safety car, again, I would have dived it in for intermediate tyres on a dry track. Around the outside of the first Red Bull we go. Red Bull have the ascendancy, have control in this one. We're going to see if we can take the lead off of Mozart, my favourite painter in the world. And he's got front wing damage too, which is rather interesting. There we go. We lead this Grand Prix. But as things stand, we are going to get disqualified from this race because we need to utilise 2 different compounds of tyre under dry running. Now, if it rains enough to the point where DRS gets disabled, then we're saved in this race. However, we'd need to switch to intermediate tyres to be on the best compound of tyre, but we're running out of laps. The rain is starting to fall now. We've got our first drops on the screen. We're going for a purple lap. Our first lap in clear air under green flag running. Now let's see if we can go under the 59s. No, we can't. We can't dip into the 59s. It's a 1 minute 0.0. But, yeah, here we are on lap 10. We're getting close. We're getting rather close to intermediate tyres, but we're not quite there yet. I tell you what, if the DRS does get disabled, then we could theoretically stay out on the softs and still risk it. But with that said, I think it's probably safer or more aggressive. Oh, I don't know. It's so tough. But I think the right call is to go to intermediate tyres just to be safe, just to make sure that we don't get disqualified. At the end of the day, I don't want to lose points. I don't really care about falling off the podium. I want to win this race, and I think the way to win this race is by boxing for a set of intermediates. So here we go. Onto the inters. No one else is coming into the pit lane. LTU stays out. Anton stays out. CPT stays out. The guy in the Red Bull stays out. And so, with the rain getting even heavier now, you'd have to say that these guys are going to be so vulnerable to us. And look at that. Going through turn 1, the Red Bull has got no traction. Neither does the Alfa Romeo. We go round the outside as we head into the middle sector for the final lap of this race. I'm getting Malaysia flashbacks right here. Up into Rich. We're on the podium once again in this Bahrain Grand Prix. And for the first time ever, I'm seeing what it's like to rain. What rain is like around this place. There's CPT in the racing point. He's right there. That's P2. Can we get this guy heading into the next right-hander? You bet we can. Now, the focus shifts to LTU in the racing point. He's just 6 seconds up the road, but he's still got to negotiate that final corner. He's going to be slipping and sliding all over the place through the final corner. LTU, we can see he's got penalties, but how many? We look to the final screen, and he's got 13 seconds. We've won the race. We're going to be partying like it's 2013 all over again. We have just won on the last lap of a Grand Prix by switching to intermediate tyres. The only person to do so. Oh. When I made this, when I like set up this race scenario, I thought, oh yeah, it'll be a nice little change of pace. It'll be a nice little curveball. I didn't think that it was going to come on the last lap, honestly. I think because it was a shorter 25% race, the rain was meant to come like halfway through the race, but because it's a shortened track, shortened layout, the race went by much faster and the rain only arrived right at the end of the Grand Prix. Amazing race, amazing video. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.